A special event on 9/11 at Dixie State commemorated the 2001 terror attacks on the United States with song, prayer, and talk of American moments.
That our flag was still there.
While most of these students were too young to remember, they were still impacted by their parents' reaction to this horrific event 16 years ago.
I was 9 years old when that happened, and I remember seeing it and the look and the horror of my parents' faces. It was very hard for me to grasp the gravity of what had happened.
Now I asked my students one time, like when I was saying, where were you when 9/11 hit? They all looked at me like, well, are you crazy? I was 5. And it dawned on me that these folks didn't have their American moment with that 9/11.
Keynote speaker, Chief of Police Robert Flowers, reflected on his duties in Salt Lake City right after 9/11, when the decision was made to continue to hold the Olympic Games.
The decision was made to move forward. And I was proud that day to know that I live in a country that, although we were taken to our knees, is willing to go ahead with this global event. And as you know, it's where the world comes and everybody wants to make a political statement.
Chief Flowers encouraged everyone to reflect on their own American moments, to realize how lucky we are to live in the United States of America.
There was a time when we leaned forward and did it because that's what Americans do, and I'd like to leave that with you.
Like our speaker said, we should have an American moment. We should find something that sparks that patriotism in our hearts, because we are truly blessed to live in this nation, and having this memorial service here today on campus, I feel, has sparked a couple, if not many, American moments in us.
133 white balloons were handed out to the crowd. They represented 3 Utah civilians who lost their lives on September 11th, as well as 130 servicemen and women who have since died in the war against terrorism. During a minute of silence, the balloons were released into the air in remembrance and honor of the innocent lives lost, as well as those rescuers who put their lives on the line to try and save them.
But it's important that we hold these ceremonies so that we remember the history of what had happened, how unifying for us, even though in a moment of terror, that we came together, that we are strong as a nation, and that we can continue that going. And
from Dixie State University, Melissa Anderson, CEC News.